Good afternoon, students. Now we will see experimental verification of third law of thermodynamics. Adukku meaning ennathu the third law il nammal solliyathu at 0 Kelvin all the substances have equal entropy, or it is for a perfectly crystalline structure it is 0. So now we are going to do it experiment. This is all based on the experience people has proposed it. Now we want to verify whether it is correct by experimental method. For that, what we are going to take is we are going to take a transition, that is a solid in one crystalline form to another crystalline form. Consider that it is a reversible isothermal transition process. Then what we make use is we know to now calculate entropy using enthalpy and also heat capacity. We will put these expressions and we will equate both the things. Okay. Now, when you take the case of change in enthalpy, we can say that enthalpy of beta minus enthalpy of alpha is delta S. Now, first we will consider heat capacity. Heat capacity, when you take S betas 1, we can calculate by S0 beta plus 0 to T Cp dt by T. This is for S beta minus for S alpha. S0 alpha plus 0 to T integral Cp dt by T. So when we do it, we have an expression like that. That is, by heat capacity measurement, we can write delta S is equal to S0 beta plus integral 0 to T Cp dt by T minus S0 alpha plus 0 to T, that is T only I wrote here, transition, that is the temperature of transition. Okay, T is temperature of transition. Integral 0 to Tt Cp dt by Tt. This is what is the expression. Now what is based on enthalpy? Delta S is equal to delta Ht divided by Tt. What is delta Ht? Molar enthalpy of transition. Okay. Now we will equate these two. This should be same as it. At a particular temperature, whether we calculate using the heat capacity or this one, it should be equal. So what we wrote, S0 beta plus 0 to T Cp dt by Tt minus S0 alpha, we take this minus sign inside, minus 0 to T Cp dt by dt. T is equal to delta Ht divided by Tt. Now we rearrange this expression, and what it says is that if this integral part is equal to delta Ht by Tt, then what happen? S0 beta minus S0 alpha should be 0, because this will be cancelling. If that is the case, means we can say that S0 beta is equal to S0 alpha, that is third law, entropy of all substances are identical at T0 Kelvin. Okay. So this how it is confirmed is, they have taken an example of phosphine. Actually it has been found good for phosphine, sulfur and tin. I'll just say with phosphine. For phosphine, when they calculated using enthalpy, what value they got was 15.73 joule per Kelvin per mole. The same thing using the heat capacity, when they did it, they got a value 15.69 joule per Kelvin per mole. So if you take these two, there is a minor difference of 0.04. That may be our personal error. It can be neglected. So what we can say is that these two are same, and that shows that the third law is verified. So experimental verification of third law is, how is that? We should prove that what is calculated from heat capacity and enthalpy should be same. If that is same, means we can say that entropy of both the substances are equal. Okay, clear? So this is experimental verification. Now I'll go for yesterday's assignment problem. What was the assignment problem? I gave one problem. calculate the entropy change accompanying the conversion of 1 mole of ice at 273.1 Kelvin and 1 atmospheric pressure into steam at 373.1 atm, that is atmosphere, and steam at 1 atmosphere. Okay. Then given that at 273.1 Kelvin delta HF is equal to 6.00 kilojoule per mole, and at 373.1 Kelvin delta HB is equal to 40.60 kilojoule per mole. Also assume that Cp is equal to 75.2 joule per Kelvin per mole within the range 273.1 to 373.1. So this is what the problem question. Now we'll see what we were asked to calculate. We were asked to calculate the entropy change accompanying conversion of 1 mole of ice at 273.1 Kelvin to steam at 373.1 Kelvin. So during this conversion process, check what are the processes involved. Ice at 273.1 Kelvin means its melting point. So when we start increasing the temperature, or when we keep it at 273.1 Kelvin, ice will automatically convert to water because this is its melting point. Then what happened? The heat supplied will be used for heating of water till 373.1 Kelvin. At 373.1 Kelvin, what happened? It is the boiling point of water. So that will start converting to water vapor. And the temperature remains same. So we have to find out the entropy change from ice at 273.1 to steam at 373.1 Kelvin at 1 atmospheric pressure. So what will be the entropy change? Delta S will be equal to delta S1 plus S2 plus S3. So what are the processes involved? One is phase transition, second one is heating, and third is phase transition. So first one, delta S, is due to phase transition. So it is delta HF divided by TF, and delta HF is given as 6 kilojoules per mole per Kelvin. 6 kilojoules you have to first convert to joule. So kilojoules, joules conversion, multiply by 10 to the power 3 or multiply by 1000. So the 6000 divided by 273.1. So what value we got is 21.97 joule per mole per Kelvin. Now delta S2. What was delta S2? Delta S2 is the entropy change accompanying heating of water. So we have to use heat capacity method only. So delta S2 is equal to 0 to T to T melting point, or TF to the boiling point of the liquid. It is 273.1 to 373.1 Cp dt by T. So that when we do Cp, do the integration ln T 273.1, 373.1. That apply பண்ணும்போது Cp ln 373.1 divided by 273.1. Calculate பண்ணும்போது it will be, and Cp is already given here. Cp is given as 75.2. So that we can substitute here 75.2 into 0.3120 is equal to 23.462 joule per Kelvin per mole. Now dS3. dS3 is actually the phase transition from water to water vapor. So delta HV divided by boiling point of water. So again it is given as delta HB is equal to 40.60 kilojoule. So it's converted to joules. 40600 divided by 373.1. The value is 108.2 8 joule per Kelvin per mole. Now delta S is sum of all the things, that is 21.97 plus 23.462 plus 108.8, which is equal to 154.2 joule per Kelvin per mole. So that is the answer. So whenever you are getting a problem, first read it, understand it, write down what is the process accompanying, then write down what are the quantities given, then apply an equation which has a relationship between the quantity asked and the quantities given. Okay, so that is that problem. Now when you take the case of unit 1, we have finished Clapeyron equation, Clausius-Clapeyron equation and its applications we have seen. The Nernst heat theorem we have seen. Third law of thermodynamics and how it has come. What are the statement? Mathematical explanation all has come. Residual entropy, absolute entropy of solid, liquid and gas, and experimental verification. That is that are the topics we have covered. Now we have a one more topic, which is chemical potential. That I'll take in the next class. Thank you.